Aizen should be the final villain. Just take over Youch in the next chapter and boom. I don't care, we only have 2 chapters left. Just be the final villain for our sake. Chapter 683 is an all-out action chapter with Ichigo, Renji, and even Aizen teaming up to put an end to this massacre that is Youch. I found myself entertained by this chapter with its decent tension build of trying to hit Youch with everything they got, and the action is pretty fun. It only worries me if this final battle really is going to end this quick, but that is something to be concerned later. As for this chapter itself, I actually enjoyed it a lot more than usual. For the past chapter, they seems to have been busy showcasing Youch being the overpowered character, to being the final boss, villain, whatever you want to call him, and it's okay to do something like that, but it gets very tiring, and it also embarrassed the characters, mainly Ichigo. Now it seems like everything is all coming to an end. Now everything seems like everybody has to do their best in order to hit him, and that includes with Aizen, who I thought this was the most impressive character in this chapter. When it comes to having the 3 characters, Aizen sticks out the most. He always have this cool persona, has this great charisma that I always wonder why he's not the final villain. He should be the final villain once again. In this case, the series is coming to an end. There's already a due date. Granted, it's in volume 74, not so to say that it's going to happen in 5 chapters or 2 chapters, whatever. It's still too late to have him to be the final villain, even though it would be nice to rush it out and have him be like the final boss that nobody see it coming. But who cares? He's Aizen. He's awesome that way. Either way, I still find him to be the most enjoyable character in this part of the chapter. Renji is just there to job out, be a fodder. I guess that's what you call it. He's just there just to provide a distraction. Not really in picture, not being in place. Aizen makes sense because he's like the big honcho from the past arc. Ichigo is the protagonist. Ishida relates to him with Quincy. So Renji just sticks out to be there just for the sake of being there. I don't really mind too much. This is a nitpick if anything. Plus, he got taken out pretty easily. Then again, it's only his Bankai got taken out. Let's see how he fits in the next couple of chapters. As for Ichigo himself, he plays more of a trickster because we don't know what is he doing from the time he arrived there and the time he have his Bankai getting shattered. You actually figured out that Ichigo has not really been there doing a lot of things and has been portrayed as an illusion thanks to Aizen Kyoka Tsuigatsu, which I'm hoping we could get to see some Bankai from Aizen before the series ended. But we'll see how that's gonna play out in a later chapter. But Ichigo doesn't really play out anywhere here. It doesn't really troll the protagonist being taken out so easily again. This is all more of a mind trick, and I know people don't really understand how the power capacity works, how one overcome the other one, because Youch has been proclaiming that his power, his ability to know every future is overpower anybody and nobody cannot take him out for that reason. So how powerful is Aizen? Well, you gotta remember the whole power up that he was going through from the Winter War arc. So it just seems like maybe you got 2 overpowered going against each other, and whoever does it first will win over them. In this case, that seems to be the reason why Aizen managed to trick Youch, thinking that Ichigo got his Bankai shattered as well as getting killed by Youch. Even though the power is hard to understand how it balance out, it's still enjoyable to see the action go down. Like the tension has been building up, trying to take him out with the one fatal hit. If I recall correctly, I don't think Youch ever got hit for such a long time, if not ever. So seeing him getting struck down by Ichigo Gensuga Tensho is actually satisfying in some form of way. Granted, it's not the end because we know that Ishida has to play a role with that whole arrowhead that seems to be the key to end everything. So it's not going to end there, but at least we get to see damage being taken place. All the good guys taking damage, taking fatal blow, mainly Aizen taking the massive damage, but at the very least Ichigo finally rise up and actually hit a fatal blow to Youch, something that we probably needed to see since the time he first stepped into the battlefield when he first met Youch, or the second time at least with Orihime. Overall, I thought this chapter was good. This chapter, I enjoyed the action. You know, the action is always nice to see. Something that's actually isn't the same formula that we always seen taking place from Bleach. So I actually find this pretty enjoyable to read. And I know the ending is near, and I don't know if it's going to be a satisfying ending. Either way, I did like this chapter, so I gotta give it a thumbs up for that one. Whatever will happen next, well, let's just hope it doesn't cancel out everything that's been going on with this chapter. I'm worried the fact that the next chapter could be the end of Youch, and then everything will be conclusive, and whatever, how many chapters we have left will be the ending, which is fine, but I wish the final battle would not be rushed. But we'll see. Maybe Kubo will surprise me. Maybe he does get more chapters than we all think of, but we'll have to wait and see how this all goes down by the end of the series. Thank you for watching this review. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world is yours to stay. Until next time, take care.